there, my internet friends. How is everybody doing today? I am doing fantastic. Today, I want to talk to you about problem solving because if you are here, I think it's safe to assume that you want to create bigger, better results in your life. And with that desire comes for some excellent problem solving skills. So today I'll share some tips with you on how to become a more seasoned problem solver. I believe in my bones that there is a solution to be found in every and any quote unquote problem that comes along en route to our goals and dreams. And because I believe that with so much certainty, I don't spend a ton of time swimming in confusion or doubt, or better yet, impossibility. I'm human, yes, so my brain, just like yours, likes to go straight to the land of impossible. There are too many challenges in the way. There's no chance of this working. It hasn't happened yet, so no luck, Chuck. But I simply remind my brain who's boss in this relationship and gently remind it that when there's a will, there is always a motherfucking way. If I have a desire that is deep-seated and it feels so good and so true and so what's next for me, I know that it's a part of my higher plan. It can't not happen. So then I simply begin the dance of co-creating with the universe. And when obstacles arise, I've learned to look at them super objectively without so much mind drama because I hold fast to the belief that anything in the way of the result I want is solvable. So the first step really, you guys, is to identify yourself as an excellent problem solver. Even if you have little evidence of that right now, you must first identify as somebody who can handle anything. Because when you step into that role, you are then able to tackle challenges with much more ease and calm and with greater efficiency. I am a badass problem solver. There's no problem that's too big for me. If I want something, I figure out how to get it. Taking on this role will create a feeling of empowerment, and that feeling of empowerment will drive you to seek solutions. Because alternatively, if you think of yourself as a victim of your circumstances or somebody who can't tackle hard things, you'll either be faced with an uphill battle or you'll quit before you even begin. Like, think about the world's greatest innovators, right? Like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Elon Musk. These creators do not have thoughts like, this is too hard for me. These obstacles are way too big for me to handle. I don't think I can figure this out. I've exhausted all of my options. No, they're like, I got this. I got anything that comes my way. Yeah, it may be hard and challenging at times, but that's okay. I fully accept the challenge. That's the kind of mentality you must adopt first. And all that requires is a gradual shift in your thinking. Pinpoint the thoughts that are causing you to feel disempowered over your circumstances, and then actively shift each one to new and improved thoughts that serve you to your end goal. Okay, challenges are inevitable with each new level of growth. Know that, get comfortable with it, and embrace it. If you want to leave your job and pursue a passion, obstacles. If you want to scale your business, obstacles. If you want to work less and travel more, obstacles. It's just a part of the package, you guys. Problems and challenges do not mean you're doomed and that your dreams for the future are impossible. In fact, if you think of problems that way, that doom and gloom is the result you'll create for yourself. Guaranteed 100%, without a doubt. That's how it works. You are responsible for how you think and in turn, how you feel about obstacles. Being confused about how to do something is a choice. Feeling hopeless over your circumstances is a choice. Feeling incompetent to get the things you want is a choice, and they're choices that we make in our minds. So if you're feeling confused, helpless, incompetent, look inside of your brain and the thoughts that you are thinking, because every problem is a thought problem. In other words, the problem is not that you don't have enough time. The problem is that you think time is the problem and that you're just a victim to it. The problem is not that you don't have enough money. The problem is that you don't think you have the power to create more of it. The problem is not your job. The problem is that you don't believe that there could be other solutions and tools at your disposal to live out your purpose. What thoughts are keeping you stuck and spinning in the problem versus seeking solutions? For example, this isn't working. I'll never figure this out. I'm doing it wrong. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to change this. This approach, you guys, will keep you spinning in self-pity. It's an incredibly disempowering approach, I'm telling you. The next point I want to make is this. Own where you stand in relation to where you want to be. How badly do I want to be the hero in this situation? Am I open to solutions to my problems? Am I willing to step up, do the work, and create actual change? And I have to say this because too often I witness people claiming to want change and solutions, yet not actually open to receiving them. For example, an old friend of mine was over one night and she started telling me about problems that she was having with her live-in boyfriend at that time. And I got so excited, not because she was having problems in her relationship, I'm not a sociopath, but I got excited because at that time I was in a coaching program and the topic that we were studying that very month was on relationships. And it was such incredible, powerful work. So I ran into my bedroom, I grabbed the workbook that came with the class, and I handed it to her. And I was like, girl, these tools are gold. They will change your relationship and solve exactly what you're saying to me. She didn't even lean forward in her chair. She continued to lean back and just took her hand like this and quickly flipped through and then literally slid it across the table back to me and said, yeah, that's too much work. Guys, notice if you are indulging in some version of this. Notice when you're complaining about your situation, but at the same time, covering up your ears when advice or guidance is elicited. I see this a lot in the comment section, especially of some of my older videos. People complaining, yet so quick to reject ideas and solutions. Now, that's not to say that you have to run with every possible solution that comes your way, but you've got to be real with yourself and notice when you're not actually willing to go through the metamorphosis of changing and not willing to actually do your part. Are you open to receiving? Are you open? Are you open? Okay, moving on. Excellent problem solving requires high quality thoughts that lead to high quality questions that lead to high quality solutions. What I see with a lot of my new clients especially is that they've been asking themselves really low quality questions. For example, why isn't this working? What if I never figure this out? Will I be stuck like this forever? What am I doing wrong here? Right? Yeah, the questions themselves are not fantastic by any means, but more importantly, the energy behind the questions is built on desperation, fear, and doubt. And those low quality feelings are caused by low quality thoughts about yourself and about what's possible that lead to low quality questions and low quality solutions, if any. So you want to notice how you're approaching the problem at hand. Are you posing questions from fear and doubt in yourself and in your results? If so, you must clean that up first. Because on the flip side, High quality thinking leads to high quality questions and high quality solutions. When you take the time to clean up your own mind drama about what you're capable of and what's possible for the future, your problem solving skills skyrocket. Okay, that didn't work. I wonder why. I wonder what I should try next. What can I learn from this? How can I improve this? What are all my options here? Maybe there's another way to think about this. Yes, the questions are different, but the energy behind the questions is where your true power is. Curiosity, genuine observation, intrigue. It's this calm, cool, collected energy that keeps you going until you achieve the result you want. You want to find work you love, but it's the pandemic. Okay, is that where you stop? You want more free time during the week, but your job is demanding. Okay, does it end there? Like, are you willing to take on the role of a constant problem solver until you achieve the result you want? Are you willing to experiment and try new things until something sticks? If you've never really taken on the role of massive problem solver, my suggestion to you is to start by living in the question of, could it be possible that there are solutions to my problems that I'm just not aware of yet? That is your question. Sit in that question, please. And the last point that I want to make is this: you are not alone. I don't know where you stand spiritually speaking, but I have to tell you, opening yourself up to a higher power and wisdom and guidance of the universe is probably one of the most incredible practices you can pursue. I know that we're in this together and that this is a co-creation, not just me against the world, right? Not just me bulldozing my way to achieve the things that I want. Now, I can do an entire video about this in the future, but if I'm facing a challenge that seems too big to handle, I hand it over to the universe. I literally ask out loud or in my journal for its guidance and assistance. Hey, this is what I want, universe. Not sure exactly how to achieve it. Please point me in the right direction. And then your only job is to feel good, trust, and again, believe that the solutions are there, even if you cannot see them yet. That's when people, places, things, ideas find their way to you. But you have to be open and observant to pick up what the universe is putting down. Drop the mind drama, lean into trust, and watch the wisdom and signs from your higher self come through. All right, guys, that is a wrap on today's video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please give this a video. Please give this a video. Yes, give this a video and give it a thumbs up right below. Leave a comment, say what's up, introduce yourself. Let's be friends, and I'll see you next week. Bye.